to be live
I'm okay.
in 3, 2. Okay, here we are, everybody. So today I'm joined by quite the selection of people who are going to be both running and commentating on Fazz's extreme performance that we're about to see here. So how about we go through who's here. So we've got Fazz, who's doing the actual run. We have Krakka and Kurath, who are going to be providing some English commentary. So you guys can, you guys don't have to say anything if you don't want. That's fine. We also have V, who's going to be here translating for Fazz, and we also have special guest Sunlao, who is the creator of this game, this beautiful game. So we might have some special dev commentary. Oh, he's already away, so he's not wasting any time. I'm just going to start the timer. Look, he knows how things are run.
Timer's in the middle of the screen. Piranha.
Yep. There we go. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys to it. Good luck, have fun.
我好久没有耳机了，不习惯。
So, since Faz is busy and, you know, his English is all over the place, we're going to introduce him real quick. For those who aren't familiar with him, he is an avid Fangame speedrunner. Probably most known at this point for holding the King of the World.
开头就跑。
Yeah, so he does a lot of speedruns of 104 needle games, which, you know, is probably long and arduous for most of us, but nonetheless. I believe he holds the world record for all 3 games in this series. So, QoQoQo 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my god, I thought you said Coca-Cola. That's too early.
It's later for you than me, but nonetheless.
Well, yeah, I guess I have no room to complain.
So this is QoQoQo 300, which is, as you'd imagine, the 3rd in the series. It is, in a lot of ways, I guess, kind of the premier Chinese 104 game Needle series. And it is made by Sunlao, who we have here, who's kind of new to Discord, so I'm not sure if we're necessarily going to get much out of him, but I guess we'll find out.
You'll definitely hear some things if he dies, probably. So yeah, as Chris was saying, this is a 104 needle game. Lots of very precise needle in this game, especially in the later stages. Early stages, it's just kind of pretty needly with the blue up until about 2:11, I think.
Yeah. So, as you know, anyone who's familiar with the series knows, kind of Animal with Sunlao in general is his needle style focuses a lot around the mazy pathing, and this game is kind of the epitome of that as far as fan games are concerned at this point. And a lot of the earlier games have these, you know, it's common to a lot of 104 games, they have these more difficult but much quicker little side paths, like he's taking right here with the double cornered and double.
Yeah, he actually went the hardest way possible in that route.
And he has entered the first maze. So one of the things about this game is that every stage is kind of divided into 10 floors. The first 6 are single rooms, and then 7 through 10 are a 2x2. So, essentially that's what, well, I guess that's not actually true of every stage, but for the majority of the stages. So this is a 2x2 maze with a lot of looping paths. And you really have to keep track of where you've gone, where you're going, and especially where you're going to be dropping down anytime you go down the bottom of it.
Yeah, and the first 10 floors, well, the last 4 of the first 10 floors, it's generally, this maze is not too hard to follow, but the mazes definitely get a little harder as you keep going. You know, a lot more complicated because Gimmicks get integrated later as well.
Yeah. So the first stage is obviously, you can see, is just pure needle. There's no gimmicks, nothing fancy. Nothing to worry about besides, you know, where you're going. So, you know, after you hop through the screens, I mean, part of the big attraction of this game is seeing if you can understand where you're supposed to be going and why. He's going to be going pretty fast most of the time, so it's going to be hard for you really get the feel for that. But if you do like that kind of needle, again, this is a great example. Yeah, can someone update the category for the stream?
I think Rana's or Wolsk is probably on it. I guess we'll have to just try to talk a little bit louder. Yeah, as keyboards is kind of unfortunately, but not much we can do except just overpower it with our voices. So
yeah, we'll just have to try to be as loud as possible. Which Krakka's good at, I'm probably less good at.
As long as you enjoy keyboard ASMR, then you'll be just fine. Occasionally his stream does seem to freeze, but don't worry, he's still going.
Yeah,
wow.
So, as we come into the second stage here, you can see that the gimmick is Jump Refresher. And the way he uses Jump Refreshers is interesting, because again, the big thing about the QoQoQo series is that it's always about the pathing rather than just the jumps themselves. So you're going to see a lot of maneuvers like this screen where you have to climb this tower, or rather drop down the tower, then climb it with the same jump refreshers again, because it lets you set up in a slightly different position to actually make. And another thing important to note about this game is this is the easy version. I know there's kind of a lot of people have opinions about easy versions. Unlike many of the other ones, this is an easy version that was adjusted by the developer themselves, somehow, who's in chat. And I think this is really important to understand that it is made by the developer themselves in this case, because he has a very distinct style that I would say very few people are capable of imitating. And his ability to make the easy version without really destroying the spirit of the game is why a lot of people consider this like almost the better version to play, because it's a lot more accessible to the average player. The regular version of the game is very difficult relative to this, whereas the easy version, even kind of intermediate needle player can get into quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of considered that the easy version would probably be your normal version, whereas the actual regular version would probably be more of a hard version at this point. It's his stream is lagging on my computer as well, so it's oh boy. Okay. I think it may just be Faz's connection. It seems like it's doing a little better now, though.
Yeah, we haven't heard you at all, VV, if you've been trying to talk. Alright, well, it looks like we're back going for the moment.
Yeah, we're back and heading into the next maze, I believe, now. Or if we...
So unfortunately, I missed a couple of interesting jump refresher screens there, because there's a couple of cool maneuvers, especially on that last screen, where you have to reuse jump refreshers over and over depending on where you're going and what you have to do. This is a classic maze design. That gap right above where he started is the end, but of course you have to pass through 4 entire screens just to go up, 5. Yeah, I think they're doing a kind of a quick refresh of some stuff here, hopefully.
Praise Cone!
In the meantime, fortunately, we still have the grand old keyboard sounds to keep us going.
Guess I'll restart mine too.
Wait.
Now the first, like generally I'd say like the first, well I guess I can't really say first 80 floors because that sounds weird, but the good chunk of the game can be done quite quickly. It's just near the end it gets a little slower due to some various things that happen. I'll just not say spoilers, but
yeah, I mean, in part of it you expect despite the tag being a 100 floor game, most 100 floor games are not actually 100 floors. This is definitely an example.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not.
Unfortunately, we got to miss most of that maze. There's actually, I believe, a skip in that maze where you can do some pretty precise stuff with the jump refresher that you'd normally have to reuse, but if you do it exactly right, you can essentially skip over the looping path. Moving into stage 3, this is also just kind of straight needle. The staves are a bit shorter and it's a bit more precise than the first stage, which I guess is a little bit of different.
This stage kind of makes me think of triangles. I think there's usually a bit more diagonals in this stage, but other than that, yeah, mostly pretty much just pure needle here. Wait, that's... By the way, Kurath, do you know who holds the world record for 300?
As far as I'm aware, Faz is the only runner of the game. It is as the estimate shows, it is a long run. And if you're actually doing the regular version, it would be extremely tiring. Because it is, the regular version is substantially harder. Which, of course, makes sense why he's doing this. His current world, or his current, I believe, 205. So if all goes well, there's a lot of room to go under estimate.
掉汤掉汤。
There's some long saves in this game and potential for things to go wrong. But Faz has obviously demonstrated, of course, that he has the consistency because he runs a lot of long games. He runs them long.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, Faz is current world record holder of K3 as well. He definitely is more into the long-running games, and this game can be pretty lengthy, especially near the end.
Yeah, I mean, he holds the world record, I think, for a lot of other Chinese 100 floor games. Like I said, QoQoQo 1, 2, I think Sheep 100 as well.
Oh, really? Wow. That's pretty impressive. I guess he likes 100 floor games then.
Yeah, I think 100 floor games in general are more popular amongst, they tend to put out a lot more of them than we do over on the web.
Oh, and QoQoQo 400 is in the making as well.
I'm actually surprised to hear that. For some reason, I remember someone saying that this was going to be the last instance of the series. That is exciting to hear somehow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty incredible to outdo what you've done here, though.
I wonder if Sun Lao is going to go all the way to 1,000.
That said, he has demonstrated that he has some other tricks up his sleeves. It seems there's kind of a couple of... Hey, we can hear Vivi now. This is important because that means, if Faz does have something he wants to convey, we'll have our translator available.
Yeah. Lucky I finally get in.
I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, Vivi, since I guess we didn't really get a chance to do so.
Introduce myself. Hello, I'm Vivi.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. She's kind of been a dedicated Faz translator for a number of events, for previous Fangame Marathons and so forth. It's valuable to kind of, help bridge the gap.
Wolfie, Wolfie. Hello, Wolfie, and now I'm Wolfie in chat, and A is Scout, and everyone.
Alright, so we're coming into the third maze here. This one does something that the other ones don't, in that it actually uses screen transition jumps. The previous mazes, screen transitions have basically been solid walls, with the exception of the small passage you actually go. So obviously there's a little bit more, a little bit of visual challenge here, as it were.
Hello, Normal. When is visiting Japan again? Yeah, we will talk about this later.
the screen, you can see the exit that is there on the bottom left. Of course, he's got a long way to go to get there.
法爷，你的键盘声有点大，可以小一点吗？
键盘声。
对。
Oh.
And he's
yeah.
adjusting the keyboard sound.
I was gonna say it suddenly got quieter.
So how is the sound now? As in the keyboard, is it too loud?
It's a little quieter now. I can only hear it sometimes.
It's fine.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
这样可以吗？
可以吧，有一点点小声 ，but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's much better, yeah. We still have the keyboard, but it's a lot less frequent. That way it satisfies both people now who like keyboard and who don't.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, a critical part of the fan game stream experience is hearing the keyboard noise.
Absolutely.
Especially since, we can't understand Faz, and the way to gauge his current feelings.
Yeah, I can understand him as well. No worry.
Alright, so this is the fourth stage. I'm not exactly sure what the gimmick of this stage is supposed to be, and I know Sunlight has kind of expressed some opinions about this himself. But in the regular version, it's pretty 16 pixel heavy. This is far less so in the easy version, which should make it a lot smoother in terms of the run.
No more. Faz is talking about Morse code. So Nomo, do you get the message? Do you get the message? He's trying to pass.
突然没看。
Yeah, this is really fast actually. 15 minutes in and we're already in the 30s.
Yeah, and again, this estimate is not high because Faz struggles with this. He's a needle god because the game has so much going on.
Oh, and yes, that's correct, day 17. I think one of the screens from this 10 floors was used in the time as well.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was. I'm so sorry.
Go the time. It's a fairly recent game.
Yeah, very good. Definitely should check that one out if you like memes anyway.
Yes, it's very meme heavy, kind of borderline Sudoku-ish at times. So if that's your style of game, it's something worth checking out.
开翻。
That game is also quite difficult in places, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it features one of the screens from this game in a sort of interesting medley section that does something, I guess, a little different from what you see in regular medleys, where it combines the screens with a little bit of history behind them.
Yeah, it has got a lot of wild stuff in it. I might actually run it next year if I can actually finish it. Well, I'll revisit that in a year.
The save that he's on is kind of discussing in the regular version, but fortunately much more doable.
It's still pretty damn hard looking, even the easy version. Oh man. Lots of 16 pixels in the bubble in the middle. Also, I guess it must be part of somehow style, but I've noticed that like there's a lot of the screens will end up with a pretty far drop into 2 spikes on the ground that you just have to jump over. I guess that's like maybe a thing he likes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of classic formations that you'll see all the time in Sunlau's design because he loves the loopy mazes. I mean, you'll almost never see a screen that doesn't involve crossing over or something. And some of the things you frequently see are, like you said, like a drop at the end where you need your double jump. You can use this way to fit that in nicely is that little 2 spikes at the end. Another one, common one, is the 3 high 3 spike jump with the gap in the middle, because you need your double jump to get over it, but you can't. Then you end up dropping back through later with your double jump to go a different route.
Yeah, it's gotta admit, it's pretty damn satisfying when you fall down and kind of just jump over those 2 pixels at the bottom, or 2 pixels, 2 spikes at the bottom. Sorry, I'm still half asleep.
Yeah, if you like drops, this game really provides some serious drops, which you'll see later on.
Oh yeah. One of the last stages really features lots of drops.
This room I affectionately call the Gotta Love Grid room because it's just corridor and there are a ton of 16 pixels normally, but it's pretty heavily nerfed in this version.
There is a few blind drops, especially in the maze sections, but they're generally not like unreactable blind drops. I don't know if you've played some of Wonderful stuff, but he's done some like off-screen stuff that like makes it really hard to do reactions to dropping through screens and moving through screens sometimes.
Yeah, alright, so this is the Maze of the Fourth area. It's a little bit different. Rather than a 2x2, you're going to kind of see the distinct difference here, right?
And there's a big drop right there, essentially.
Yep.
Hey.
It's a nice 4-screen tower here with a drop straight down from the beginning.
哇，怎么又开翻？
Again, this is pretty heavily nerfed from the regular version, but you still see a ton of mini spikes. And again, that's kind of, I mean, if you want to call it a gimmick, that's kind of the gimmick of this stage.
Let's see, 240, right? Yeah, so if you're more of a needle purist, you at least will have about 50 floors almost of pure needle, spare the 210 to 220 section with just jump refreshers. So at least the first 50 floor games-ish of the game will probably satisfy you if you just want some hot needle to go through. After the 50s, it starts getting into more of the gimmick section.
This has a lot of tight paths here. There is a skip in the top left of this room. I don't know if he's going to do it because it's kind of nuts.
Faz also is kind of nuts. There's so many 16 pixels. I did not realize how many 16 pixel gaps there was in this area until I started watching more. There's like a ton of 16 pixel gaps here.
Yeah, and again, this is like reduced by probably like half compared to what there normally is. Alright, so he's not going for it because that double corner into the weird mini spike corner thing is it's all pretty disgusting. And it honestly does not save you that much time. But it's, yeah, so you'd just be coming out right here.
I mean, considering he's probably going to be the one of the few that holds the record for this, he probably doesn't need to do any crazy stuff like that to save time, thankfully. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of have delay stages, but I don't think Krakka does because he's looking at the actual stream.
Yeah, I'm looking at the actual stream right now from my computer, which is just should be on time or a little bit ahead. Sometimes I see in the future with this method, but
yeah. So if anyone remembers, Mini Kids Run from last year, yeah. Krakka is a prophet.
And he's done! Oh, dang! Now we're into the cave floors. Let's go.
Alright, so the 5th stage here has a gimmick that is a little bit debated amongst people whether it should actually count as a gimmick. The idea is that they are long saves.
Yeah, most of these rooms are one save rooms, so you gotta be very...
No, they're not one save rooms, they're 3 screen saves.
Oh, if you screen saves, hey!
Yes. So there's 10 floors, or 10 rooms in this stage, and there are 3. So basically you knock out the first 3, 1 save, the second 3, and then 1 save, and then finally the entire 4-screen maze in the last.
And as you can tell, the needle is, you know, toned down a bit for the sake of there being much less save. It's still pretty darn tough, though.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting design, especially in the final maze, because you do have to remember where you're going and what's going to happen when you drop down, because otherwise you're redoing the entire screen. But the design is done in a way to make it very fair. So, nice clean, no deaths after the first room for the first. Because obviously, if you mess up here, you're losing a lot of time.
Oh yeah, much. These rooms will probably go by really fast if he doesn't die, and so far, oh my god, he's doing it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good setups in this to mitigate the risk, lining up jumps and getting the lines for walk-offs and so forth. So it's probably recommended that you know, if you do play this, you have some vague understanding of that, so you don't screw yourself by doing something.
In fact, I don't think Faz has died very much in this entire run. He's only died maybe like, I don't know, 20 times maybe so far. The drop.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth so far. Again, you know, this is still the easier part. The next stage is kind of where the gimmicks and the challenge probably starts picking up, but the save's also, obviously compared to this, but it just in general a lot shorter, and it does get a lot more precise needlework. Ooh, the downward plane skip.
God almighty.
And it is a set-up downward plane, but it's, you know, still requires a pretty precise cancel height and positioning.
I would say it's pretty unlikely, Peter. I mean, he's going really fast. Honestly, he's crushing it right now. The last part is definitely not 2 hours by any means. It takes a while longer, the last couple parts, and we're already into the next area. Wow.
It's important to know that 250 doesn't, like, just because it's 50, it's not actually anywhere near halfway.
Oh yeah, nowhere near. And these floors feature these little orb thingies, which will kill you, of course, and water. Which, Kurath, do you know if this is Catharsis water or if this is normal water?
It's just regular water, too.
Just regular water, okay.
And another thing to note about the little balls is that they actually, a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, but some of them are RNG in terms of which way they bounce. But it makes surprisingly little difference if you go on the good side. Alright, so he's going for a really precise skip there. You're supposed to go to the... In 252, you're supposed to drop to the bottom left and go all the way around, but instead he skips the entire side. So it's a nice, narrow landing. There are a few of these skips that were introduced in the easy version. I guess kind of as an inevitability when you're in that a lot of the looping mechanisms were very precise. So as soon as you nerf them a little bit, then maneuvers become available. So, as a lot of people know, you know, water is a great tool for creating loops. Again, you know, when you have your double jump and when you don't, there's a lot of different actions that you can make the player.
我去，又插电。可以。
It's pretty amazing what you could do with just a little bit of water.
Is the game volume okay? The BGM? Because I saw someone saying that the BGM is too soft.
Yeah, I don't think we can really hear much at all.
Okay, so maybe I would just ask him to tune up the volume, the BGM. 法爷，法爷，你可以把游戏声音稍微调高一点点吗？
Yeah, I mean, that's up to
太
the
小
thing.
了。
游戏的
I'm a
声
little
音
biased because this is my
一
favorite.
点点，一点点，一点点。
We're
注意啊
doing it live.
还有
It's
姐
okay.
等一下
He's going
Okay,
really
hello.
fast, so we have
Hello,
time to turn up the volume.
好了好了，把也不用搞定啦。
Well, big
Good.
thanks to Sun Lao,
太小
'cause
了
I learned about this artist because of this game. And it's, if you like cinematic music, it's amazing.
Cinematic. This is not Two Steps from Hell, Kurath?
No, this is Ivan Torrent. It's a Spanish cinematic artist.
Spanish, wow. Huh.
But I can see why you would make that comparison.
Yeah, I know you particularly love Two Steps from Hell, and it does kind of has that similar kind of vibe to it too. $30 At this rate, he'll probably finish under 2 hours, I'd say. Probably maybe even under an hour and a half.
No, there's no way.
Definitely not an hour and a half. 2 hours.
There's no way. That's
I believe.
not possible. No.
We need
Nothing
got
is
a PB
impossible.
even yesterday, right?
What was his PV?
For this game,
Hmm.
I think it's two and a half.
2.5,
No,
really?
no. I think he had like 205 yesterday or something like that. He's
Oh.
definitely improved it a lot.
Did he? I don't know. I was not there yesterday, so.
Alright, so this is the maze. This maze has some interesting stuff with these like giant walls of moving things.
Why is Vivi not a feature?
Oh. Yeah, you can see that guy's moving really fast, and it's a really interesting way, besides just the needle, to control where you can and can't shoot.
注意一下。
From a design perspective, it's actually somewhat impressive that, despite the fact that there's like several saves that pass through here, they seem to all be on pretty decent cycle. This right thing in the regular mode is all gates, and man, it's kind of. There's also no save on the 260 at the top, so it gets a lot tougher.
Did you play through regular mode, Kurath? Or have you watched somebody play through?
No, I actually quit on that save on regular mode because I hate it.
Oh.
Fortunately, and this is something to keep in mind if you do intend on playing the game, the saves are completely portable between modes, so you can switch back and forth at your discretion. If there's a particular gimmick you don't do well on, you want to do that on easy, and then you want to go back to normal for something else, you absolutely have.
Oh, the saves actually work with both builds of the game, then.
Yep.
That's pretty dope. Okay. I think he's out. No, almost.
Now, he's wrapping around to the first screen at the top is the exit. Basically, you can try to keep track in this game. If you touch every little speck of screen, then you know you might actually be getting. Anytime before that, you've probably still got something to go.
讨厌你在看弹幕吗？
没在看。做的很好。
And it's important for Krakka because he's learning what he's going to get himself into since he's agreed to play this game.
Yeah, I certainly did. I did not know what I was getting myself into, but I do now.
At least he's starting to get an idea because this is only the beginning.
我回头再看。
Hey, we're into the 260s now.
Alright, this is the Vine stage. This one, it's arguably one of the hardest stages in easy mode because there are a lot of quick turnarounds that, you know, it's sort of part of the pathing that you can't just like remove spikes with.
Also want to mention, this is my favorite spike sprite out of everything. I love it because it looks like kind of like a dinosaur egg or something, but it's also a spike. It's very deadly. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the last jump on that second save is really nasty. This ends up being a save that you hear a lot of complaints about. He's still got a ways to go, Wolves, before he's actually at it. He's got a number of 104 games to get through to practice and build himself up to that point. And of course, it will be the easy mode. He's not going to be doing the regular mode. And he is actually going to be skipping QoQoQo 2 because that is harder than the easy mode of 3.
Yeah, that's true. Also, you know, if you guys want to play the QoQoQo series, just keep note that the second one is harder than easy third. Where's one fall in that? Is one kind of in between them?
One is definitely the easiest.
One is easiest.
Well,
Okay.
the easiest of the standard series. After one, somehow actually released a game called QoQoQo Origins, which is like the easiest fight. That's actually, if you like this style, but you're like a true beginner at needle games, it's a decent choice. If you've got some experience with needle games, it's probably just gonna be kind of boring. Uh, 200 is harder than 300 easy, I would say, use, not 300 regular. Origin is the easiest, and then Sunlaw actually has another game worth checking out if you love mazes, called... And that is, that's a hell of a game, too. If you like mazes, that's pretty much... Especially if you like, if you like needle mazes, that's pretty much as crazy as it gets, too.
I would honestly really like to see Faz play Jungle Refrencher. He seems like he's really good at vines.
Oh, I'm sorry, the game is called Koulu 100. It's,
yeah,
so.
Okay.
Sorry, I use push to talk because I don't like the thought of making weird noises that people hear. So, sometimes, you know, my finger slips. But it could exist, Pete. You have that power. So, as I said, go ahead, Vivi.
法爷的妈耶还在酝酿中。I'm done. I'm done.
好。
I'm saying Faz is still preparing his 妈耶。
好。
Maybe Peace can team up with Sun Lao and they can make the jungle wet Frencher maze. Really blow people away forever.
Forever and ever.
Oh, you're fine.
That would be the collab of the century.
And like I said, so I was going to say, this is possibly the hardest stage in easy mode, I would say, for the regular game. There's a lot of really nasty maneuvers with vines in this stage, and if you are a controller player, I would be very careful about diving into this just because of this. There are a lot of fast turnarounds, which controller players hate on vines. Yeah, 190 to 199 is definitely very difficult, but again, I just mean for the 300 easy.
Are the other backgrounds scrolling, or is this the first one I've seen scrolling?
Yeah, I think this is the first one that scrolls.
Wow.
Adds a little extra flavor. Alright, he's coming into a vine maze, and, you know, I think people can kind of imagine what possibilities are as far as vine mazes are concerned.
Hey.
Generally, as long as you kind of try to do possible things, usually the mazes are not too bad. There isn't too much that you're like allowed to do that would probably throw you off, but when you get later into the mazes, it can be kind of easy to go back to previous saves on accident, which I've done on several occasions.
Yeah, another thing that's kind of an interesting way to approach the easy version that Sunlow did with this is included with the easy version download. That's not in the regular version download. Is image files of all these mazes. So if you want to track your progress, you can kind of just pop those open, take a look at them, and mark off saves as you pass them, so you don't worry about looping back around. I think that's just like a really nice touch in terms of kind of offering a way for people to make the game easier without necessarily just making the game easier. Apparently JGB is indeed calling for some construction workers in chat.
Not many people would give that kind of dedication where they'd give you an image to kind of look at for reference. I guess it includes an image for the Omega maze too, right?
Yeah, although you don't want to be crossing saves off on that one, but you'll see that later.
Yeah, that one is something.
Well, yeah, just like you'd expect from a good old vine maze, you see him basically touching all the same vines over and over again, and it's just whether he's got a double jump. Coming around on the final turn here.
Hey.
Alright, so the next stage that we've got coming up is platform. And there's actually kind of like two divisions in terms of how Sunlow uses platforms in the platforms. In the early parts, it's just all moving platforms and cycles. In the actual maze, it's platform.
这有没有人吐槽这个 PS？
Also, this background was made in Photoshop.
And yeah, if you got the volume on, it's not the cops coming from you. That siren is part of this.
First, just us is if there is anyone notice the PS in the background. And Krakka, I would say, it's made by PS. Oh, okay.
Somehow, why PS? I've been kind of wondering that for the longest time.
Is PS the short form of some phrase, or PS stands for?
Normally I would say Photoshop, but that's a program. I can't imagine.
Other than Photoshop.
Yeah, there must be something.
Yeah, well, we've got him here. We gotta try to dig out the secret.
Oh wait, PS usually is used in letters too. What does that PS mean? French or something.
Alright, well, I guess that's the big secret, is that someone gave it to him and now it's there.
Oh wow, somehow. PS in letter format, I think means postscript, but I don't think that's it either.
So he's going for a skip here, which is kind of really precise, and that platform you end up going to right at the end. But in order to do it, you have to time your jumps really well.
Perfect spikes. PlayStation, yes, PlayStation.
Oh no, I got it. It's PS for platform stage. Perfect.
Oh, makes sense.
Makes
yeah.
so much sense now. Oh my god, genius.
Genius. Yeah, even Sunlaw just realized that. PS stands for platform stage.
哎呦，
The mind of the genius designer makes decisions that even he doesn't consciously know about.
That's when you know you've become one of the best designers, is when you unintentionally do stuff intentionally.
哇，
Some people have some complaints about the cycles in this stage. And kind of see a few reasons why, but
Oh wow. It's not wow. Okay. Somehow is very good at utilizing pretty much the entire screen. It's quite impressive.
I think I remember during Stonk's stream, Sunlight said this 276 is kind of what happens when you run out of ideas, though. I guess it would make sense since, like I said, the way he uses the gimmick kind of changes up from this point on.
Yeah, a few platform jumps, and then on to the maze.
And this maze has a bunch of skips in it that are somewhat awkward to do, but I'm sure Faz is going to do something.
There's a surprising amount of saves in this maze, it seems like.
Yeah.
By the way, Sano, for the numbers on the floors, did you just randomly generate those colors, or is there like a reason for the reason they are colored?
Oh.
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 Hmm.
That's not good.
Why?
So, for example, you actually could have skipped to this point from earlier by doing that mini F, but that's not a jump that most people want to do.
Mario game. Oh, that's what those numbers look like. I thought those numbers looked familiar. I wonder if that's from... Is that from, like, Mario Was Missing or Mario's Time Machine? I feel like I have seen those numbers before. Very, very obscure Mario games, by the way, if you've never heard of those before. But you will learn stuff with Mario. If you want to learn stuff, Mario.
Yeah, I'm personally always impressed by people who can actually keep all the Mario games in order, because there are so many of them.
Hotel Mario? Oh my god. I think we're getting closer to the end of the maze now. It seems like he was working his way inside to outside.
Yeah, this is actually, I believe, one long save all the way to the end, if I remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. It doesn't seem like there's any saves going on here. Platform jump. Ah, there's one up there. Well, he's skipping it because he doesn't need that save. Ooh, we're in the gravity stage now.
Yep, so this is an important gimmick to get down because it comes back a lot. But the 280s are this kind of see-the-moon gravity lines. Well, I mean, they appear in a lot of games, but popularized by see-the-moon. These effects do save anytime you save, which is important to keep in mind. Especially, when you're playing it, you reuse saves frequently with the bonuses.
Right.
So the colors are, if you are unfamiliar with these, is red gives you low gravity, yellow gives you high speed, blue gives you high gravity, purple gives you single jump, and green will reset you completely to standard, so double jump, no gravity.
Oh, I think purple comes back. I think purple's single jump, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and by this point in the normal game, it definitely gets very, very difficult. And this stage, actually, this is one of my favorite stages, and you see you get to really see the loopy design in a different way too, because not only like looping around just through the regular jumps, but you end up doing a lot of circular motions. We're using a lot of screen space with a different power-up.
拖的感觉。
He's saying he's having a car accident.
Oh no!
It's just
okay,
storing power for the big screen space.
Oh. I guess it is really important that Kurath mentioned that when you save, it does keep the effects, because I guess he just used that save that he wouldn't probably normally have used otherwise.
Yeah, car accident.
Oh wait, Kurath, what's that mauve looking line? Is that the high gravity one?
I assume that's what you're talking about, yeah, but I don't actually know what color all of this.
Okay, because it's not like blue like it is in See the Moon. It's like it's purplish, kind of almost melds into the background. But it's not purple. It's like indigo. Maybe it's indigo. I don't know.
See, I'm a simple guy. I just lump that into blue.
Or you could just call it blue and call it good. Yeah. Blue. Yeah. Because in See the Moon, it's like a very light blue, but here it is a bit darker.
So, and again, since green resets low gravity state, occasionally you'll see the green lines being used as obstacles as well because you don't want to lose the power.
Oh, there's purple, so now he's down to single jumps. Oh, high gravity, man. That thing always destroys me when it comes. So that's like my worst kind of gravity. I can deal with low gravity, normal gravity, I can deal with speed, but high gravity destroys me most of the time. Oof.
Yeah, it gives you so little time to react when you're falling on things.
Yeah. Is an increase in FPS kind of like a simulated high gravity, Kurath?
No, I wouldn't say so, because with an increase in FPS, you can still jump high.
Oh, I see.
I mean, purely for the purpose of doing a drop, I guess, yeah, it is pretty similar, but...
Oh, because you're moving faster or you're moving fatter. One of the two, I guess.
High FPS is a scary gimmick, though.
Yeah, I got to see that, I think, in a previous game. That was, oh, that's what, when Bootstrap was doing Oasis, that's right.
Yes, Oasis has some of that going on.
From what I was told, it was it makes you run at 75 FPS, which is kind of crazy.
It's one of the easiest gimmicks to implement in Fangames, so it does come around a lot. And one thing to understand about the way these line formations get used is you frequently see like a green line alongside one, or green or purple line alongside another power-up, and it's sort of done to force you to go through it one particular.
Last screen before the maze.
So an important thing to note here too is if you're in the air and you're transitioning from purple back to green, you do get your jump back. This screen definitely, yeah, I've seen give a number of people some problems.
It's oddly deceptive. It just, there's not a whole lot, but the lines make all the difference, I suppose. No, you're supposed to love QQ, not hate him.
They could be talking about the website.
Oh, the website. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. I really hate it.
Oh, maze time. Oh no.
This makes you spend a lot of time at the bottom.
Don't bully, don't bully, don't bully, don't bully. I'm sorry, QQ. Yeah, I'm so sorry, yeah.
So I remember Wolfie spending an incredible amount of time trying to do this last drop with a single jump and trying to grab that green line and immediately double jump. It looks like that's not possible, otherwise I assume Faz would do it.
Wolfie doing impossible strats. What a guy. Oh. Unfortunate transition. And we're back on the bottom again.
Yep, this time he has the low grab, so once he loops back around, he can get the double jump down here, which makes all the difference.
This stage was secretly inspired by the fish that feed on the bottom, Kappa. Wait, or maybe it's just crabs and lobsters and shrimp that feed on the bottom. I forget.
There's definitely fish that you don't love.
There is, but I can't remember what. I guess flounders maybe feed on the bottom. I think that's possible.
I feel like catfish would be most common
Oh,
example.
catfish. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't like to eat catfish for that reason. Yeah, if you eat catfish, y'all know that they do suck the bottom of the ocean, and you're eating that, probably.
This is some life wisdom from Krakka. Simplified is don't eat things that suck.
Exotic seasoning.
Nah, I don't understand a single word.
Oh, wow, here we go.
Yep, so now it's getting a little bit more out there.
The
This is
mega
smooth
maze.
screen wrapping.
It is amazingly smooth, I have to admit. I don't think I've ever seen screen wrapping this buttery smooth.
So when most people get here, they don't necessarily realize what's going on, but every screen, well, until the maze, is exactly just one screen. So you are seeing the whole screen at the same, at all times. But the way it moves makes it a lot harder to keep track of what exactly is going on. And there are some serious drops in this stage.
Yes, Sunlau has said he does like his drops, and this is the perfect example, because you be dropping like a boss in this stage.
294 here is a good example of this.
.294 makes you feel amazing when you do it. Of course, these are all one saves, but generally it's not too bad. Oof.
These rooms get pretty dirty on the normal version.
Since you know, like, the programming side of things, Kurath, like, is this, like, something very difficult to do to make a screen like this?
I mean, I don't honestly know how it was implemented in this, but the screen wrapping usually is not that difficult to do. What is coming up is, though...
The maze, right.
What are you going to do for the rest of the 3 hours? Having some 麻将 with friends. 有人问你，你剩下的这些时间要用来干嘛？我说打麻将咯。
还真的，真要打。
Yeah, and has been said and is being said.
还有
it's just
谁有
end on 300.
有给我建议啊？不然真的打麻将。
啊哈！
难道真打麻将？强行推广掉。啊！突然吧。
Yeah, Faz Faz and Vivivivi, myself and Kurath will all just bust into karaoke if Faz finishes early. Don't worry, guys. Of course, I'll be Doran Yarnaika, as that's my favorite.
I'm gonna guess that you know exactly what word in that song.
I know all the words, but especially the one that matters the most. Also, I have to say, Faz is owning this. Oh, shit, I cursed him.
我比
As much as we all wish it did exist, well, Sing My Guy is not yet a thing.
Not yet. Not yet. I would love to see Shining Collection Sing My Guy, though. I know now would be singing that.
Yeah, Wolfie definitely is the best. I saw your drawing of Stonk. That's epic. Just, I like it.
Yeah, that one's... that one's really been morphing, too. Alright, hopefully you've been keeping track, and he's actually coming pretty close to the end of the maze here. I'm sure from a viewer's perspective, it's definitely easy to figure that one out.
Oh, absolutely. You guys know where he is now, right? Of course you do. Of course you do.
我去，这还不到10分，我天！
It's cube time. Fun fact, the cubes go in order of the colors you see here, by the way. With some extra colors actually mixed in. come to think of it. There are some colors not mentioned in this room. I'm curious, somehow, why did you put colors in this room, but there's more cubes than colors in this room? Oh, lag.
So one of the things that makes these cubes really tough is you will be doing a lot of essentially blind draw.
Also, the letters here look like they're out of a Mario game too, funny enough. I'm starting to think Sunlow actually likes Mario. Actually, I forgot! Well, from the creator himself, you heard it here, guys. First time, he forgot the colors in the first room. It happens.
So those who are unfamiliar with the cube gimmick, because it's not been used that much, the rotation that you enter each of these screens does matter in terms of your gravity. So there's a lot of pathing concerns when you're playing it, as well as presumably when you're making. And it's really cool in terms of thinking about where you're trying to get to. He does provide you with tools to rotate the cube and look around, but obviously since Fast is going fast, he knows these cubes and he's not going to be using them.
Oh yeah, that's why it said like press X on the previous screen to show the whole cube or something, Kurath.
Yep. There's some downward plane skips in this too, just because of the 90-degree rotation concept. Downward planes get used a lot as alternates, or when they rotate to diagonals. They kind of get treated as walls, even if they're technically doable.
Yeah, stream is having seizures a bit because the production value is very high in these cubes, so you know how it is with high production value comes lag, so. But needless to say, you can still see generally most what's going on. Looks like green's doing a little better as far as lag goes, and that's what you see. Whoops. But yeah, production value goes up, frames go down. That's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately.
Exactly, Tapsick. He drops so much that he makes his game drop frames.
That's dedication to liking drops.
法爷今天好安静啊。
有吗？
I'm saying that Faz is very quiet today.
He's very focused.
Or maybe he's just too shy to talk.
It's okay. His gameplay speaks for itself.
So I think it's the next cube coming up. The dark blue one has like a huge skip. That's surprisingly easy to do, so I'm actually kind of surprised that somehow missed it, or maybe it was just nothing that could be done in easy mode.
Wow. Just as a reminder, guys, the internet is a series of tubes, so I mean, it takes a lot of work to get the internet all the way from Taiwan to over here. Very, very difficult to do. What a skip! Holy cow. There is more skips in the cube area than I thought there was. Plane skips, jumping skips, good lord.
So when you're playing the normal mode too, after the pink cube, there is a black cube. But Sunlow took the easy way out in terms of nerfing that by just straight out removing it from the game.
That's a great way to nerf something just by removing it entirely.
And the black cube definitely gets some criticism in terms of being a bit crazy. It's basically just constant rotational drops.
It's very important you remember this phrase for this part, guys. Think about whether to save the save, because you can certainly bork yourself hardcore in this area. This is the final, ultimate labyrinth of all time.
Yep, and of course the warp was, as you saw it, right next to the start, so should be easy.
Yes, it is. I mean, this is the last area and we're at 1:15. It's a pretty incredible pace, by the way.
Essentially what we're looking at here is that every single gimmick that exists in the game, basically, except for the cube, I suppose, gets worked back.
Dodecahedron. No, I think if anybody can do a dodecahedron, Sunlao can. I would love to see that. Also, like, I've seen this before. Does anybody know, is this like one of the J-Tool skins, by the way? Because I feel like this is a very common skin, or like a common background design. Oh, it's J-Tool tile. Okay. Oh, and Kill the Needle games too. Okay. Though somehow, how come the vines are caution signs, or at least they would be considered caution signs in America anyway, instead of like your green vines? Did you want them to stand out from everything else?
If only this had been before the previous showcase, you could have asked that question. Although theory to Alex.
Yeah, I should have asked Alex. No. And as you guys can probably see, this gets very complicated and confusing with all of the gimmicks all in this place, because you have to consider the lines of gravity and the gimmicks you got going on combined. Also, Kurath, I know you've probably seen this whole thing. Is it from A to Z, all the letters here, or is there like P maybe?
Yeah, it should end in P. It's 16 screens. It's a 4x4 screen wrapping, gravity, speed, maze with vines, jumper pressure, platforms, water.
Okay. Oh, so if you have a purple line and you hit the water, you drown, basically. Amazing.
Hey.
This is probably one of the few games where the kid could actually drown in water. That's actually impressive. Yeah, agreed, Normal. Faz has got this down, man. He knows exactly where he's going.
Yeah, usually, people spend generally hours in this game. And a lot of that's not because they're having trouble with the needle, it's because they can't figure out where to go.
Yeah. It's understandable. Because even with the lettering system, you can tell where you are, but where you are as far as to completion is completely unknown.
Yeah, the amount of pass-throughs you do in certain segments is pretty incredible. This entire vine section you do 3 times, I think. There's one save that you basically hit with every combination of power-ups. It's hard to really express how long it is, Aglab. It is 16 screens, but again, you do multiple pass-throughs based on, you know, whether you have single jump, double jump, low grav, high speed.
In terms of time, I mean, Faz is beasting it right now. What do you think, Kurath? Like, what, 30 minutes maybe?
Yeah, it's probably like, maybe like 40, I don't know.
40. It's one of the things that's kind of hard to tell in the speedrun, because, I mean, like, I'm guessing is there only one correct way to do this, Kurath? Sorry, I keep asking you questions.
As far as I know, somehow, I mean, there's a couple of issues that had to be fixed after release, but I believe he cleaned up, like, pretty much all the skips that exist in the... Which is pretty incredible if you think about it.
So there pretty much is only one correct path, then.
And if someone's interested and wants to see exactly how this all pans out, you can actually check in on Delicious Fruit. Arst, when he completed this, posted a link to his map that he was keeping when he was doing this maze to kind of figure out where he'd gone, where he'd been. And it's pretty intimidating to look at.
Yeah, he was just posted the whole thing, and even when you see the whole thing, it still doesn't help that much, honestly.
Yeah, and he's posted a link to the image of the base map.
Yeah, that's supposed to help you, but I mean, it does and it doesn't at the same time.
Keep in mind, none of this needle is very easy either. There are some pretty tough segments in this, but Faz certainly has it down.
And
there's definitely one mistake that a number of people do make is kind of take the standard approach to needle mazes, where you just cross out saves as you go and assume that means you're not going to, you know, double back on yourself. But you very quickly realize with this one that you need to double back to saves.
That's a good maze pick. I can't even tell, even with the lines, what is going on in that one. And to think that Faz has that in his brain and is just, he's going, man. Crazy.
I think there's room for both of them, so now.
Oh, it's 31, yeah. Because it's not really a maze per se, but it's got its own thing, I guess. Own labyrinth feel to it without the actual labyrinth.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So now, was creating this maze like difficult for you when you were trying to plan out all the paths and stuff for this? Or was it very easy?
Yeah, Tap's like he's actually already done the 100 screen maze thing.
Use a map and then we draw lines. Oh, okay. It just goes to show you guys, when it comes to game making, you don't really have to have complicated or detailed reasons or ways to make things. Sometimes you draw some lines and you make a 16-screen maze. No problem. It still seems amazing to me, nonetheless. The details in the crossover. Ooh. This seems tough. Oh, he's around halfway. He is? Okay. I'm glad you can keep track of this, because I've lost track. Probably back maybe around C or D? I don't know where.
Yeah, I think if I remember, this is kind of like the important moment where you sort of end up with double jump pretty much exclusively.
爷爷，
嗯，
我们来聊天吧。
聊聊。
我们来这个用意念打麻将。
哈？意念用过？什么意思啊？
就比如说你现在起手有，对吧？4、6、7饼，3万9条，
哇！
力气，力气。
怎么突然有种我已经忘了刚
哇，
说有哪些。
怎么起手就立起了哦 ？W 立起，一发字。
好，刚刚已经立了。刚刚已经立了吗？我去。
对家已经立起了。
这么快的？这个可买发牌机了。
所以怎样？你要打哪一张？
我已经忘了有哪些了吧。
4、6、7饼，3万9条，中白发，W 立起。
这是炸力吗？啥玩意儿？这哪有力啊？
没有啊，对家立起的啊，起手立起 ，W 立起。
啊，你说其他家立举了？然后也没提示是吗？
没有啊。
这个怎么玩？
就是你要打哪招吗？快点！
那我选择默契。
不是，那你要打哪张？现在是轮到你出牌了。
对啊，我就打我最后摸到的那张。
最后摸到一张那个东啊。
是吧？还是东啊？
你打了一张东是吧？法爷打了一张东，对家糊不糊？刚刚谁 W 立起的？
对家糊涂。
对家听一张东啊。
对，好，这不是坑爹吗？
坑的就是你。
惊险。
弄，你看弄，对家弄了，国士无双。
哈？
您放了一个国士无双3万6，来，3万2。
什么乱七八糟
？Yeah, we are having a mahjong, like in our mind. So, never mind. I'm just trying to disturb him.
这都给我乱七八糟。
you guys were asking for mazes, but honestly, there has been plenty of mazes in this game to keep you satisfied. And yes, that was a pun, I'm sorry.
Don't think she's taking a video to stop it though. This vine jump is pretty hard.
Is he getting slower after a round of mahjong, or he's still flying around?
Still flying.
Still flying.
Gonna have to come up with something more complicated to focus. Maybe singing.
差点躲出。
Then we have to get Bama.
As far as progress goes, I think we're probably on the 75 to 80% mark now, probably.
Yeah, certainly getting closer. It's hard to keep track just because there's a couple of tough things near the end.
Oh, okay. No problem for Faz, though. I feel like he hasn't been this way yet. I think this is the first time we've seen D, also.
Now you actually go through P like super early on for a little bit, but then you don't really come back for a long time.
There's 69 saves. Oh my god, somehow. Why did you make 69 saves? I mean, that's a great number.
Well, there aren't actually 69 saves, but you can use up to 69 saves, I think is what.
Very nice.
I'm actually impressed that somebody counted those, though.
Sun Lao is truly a man of culture if it requires 69 saves, ideally.
啊，喝什么？哎，
就是他说有69个 save， 然后 Krakka 说为什么是69个？因为69个嘛，69嘛，对吧 ？You know, 69. You know.
哎呦，这个，哎，
69 is an erotic number. I don't understand. I don't understand.
我。 怎么又开翻了？
I would definitely call that a good meme. Even if it was intentional or not, it's pretty great either way. I would describe what 69 is, but that's probably TOS. so I will refrain. But if you want to tune into my stream, I'll be more than happy to tell you all about the number 69, because I talk about that stuff all the time. And it comes in number 69, man. It's a very important thing. Also, I'm a little more awake now.
I mean, that's pretty much all you need to know, is that thinking about 69 gets Krakka awake.
You can always Google it, but I am not responsible for what happens to you when you Google 69. All right, 85%. We almost there, boys. Probably. I'm just pulling out arbitrary numbers. I have no idea actually, but I like to pretend I have an idea of what's happening.
So in the scheme of things, he's got his double jump, he's got low grab, and now he needs to get highest speed to do the final.
Oh.
Thank goodness Kurath is here. He's keeping track of everything.
Keyboard clicks are getting really intense now because of 16 pixel touch.
Yeah, you can tell it's getting intense because the frames are dropping also. It's not you that's lagging, probably. It's the tubes. The tubes are getting a little jammed from Taiwan, unfortunately. I'll try to get down there and clean it up. Just give me a moment. What in the Jesus? Ooh. What kind of artifact was that? It looked like he was bleeding all over the screen.
That save there with the single red line that he's just passed. The last save that you touch. Not like last save you use, but like the last individual save that gets used, or it gets its first.
Yeah, Faz streams pretty frequently, so definitely give him a check out. Especially if you're into keyboard ASMR, need some sounds to sleep to.
Oh.
This is like god tier.
Yeah, if you're really hardcore about the keyboard too, he usually does hand cam. You can see the keyboard and the button press.
Although if you're extra hardcore about keyboard sounds, you should probably check out Zero sometimes, Kappa. And if you've watched Zero before, you probably know what I mean. Faz is actually keyboard. We did mention earlier that he's communicating through Telegraph. Is that what's
It's actually almost right at the end.
Oh.
Oh.
那
Still has
个
to do some stick diagonal.
沙雕观众问你为什么还没有骂耶？
可以问了。关门放狗。
Yeah, some of them are actually asking why the Maya is not ready yet.
It sounds like Faz is on a keyboard horse with the sound.
Oh!
It's like galloping. Amazing.
This high-speed diagonal is the last save is really...
Wow.
Oh ho!
Oh.
Oh ho!
Oh, it's so close. Oh, so close.
Go. Go. Oh.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
End.
Oh, he did it.
What?
He did it.
What?
What? How did?
I'm
What?
still delayed. What
He
happened?
teleported.
What? Hold on a second. What?
That is a pretty crazy time.
Yeah, that's an incredible world record. That's like an
Excuse
improvement
me?
of like 20 minutes at least.
Keep in mind,
Chưa
the same
bao kỳ
the
chuẩn rồi.
regular one is like an hour and a half.
可
So
以传了，
What? 140.
直接超标了，直接传了吧，对吧？对，直接 WR，
What?
直接快了，快多少？
Time flossing.
直接快25分，比之前的 PB
Okay, so we are 25 minutes earlier.
直接快了这么多。
How about that estimate, eh? Holy crap. You guys knocked it out of the water. Yeah, you guys want to play Mahjong, that's fine. We're a bit ahead of schedule.
I thought Wolfie is going to draw something.
本来没
That's
想
right,
到有这么
Wolfie.
快啊！
We're calling you out, mate.
Uh-oh.
Wolfie is going to draw something.
Wolfie
Oh,
draws
that's
for you.
drawing.
Wolfie the artist, definitely the best.
it was supposed to be something that Faz was choosing though, so you have to ask Faz.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 这个 Wolfie 呢，他刚刚说，如果你很快跑完了，他会为你画一张画，就是国际艺术大师 Wolfie 将会为你画一张画，然后但是他需要你，但他需要你选一个东西，就是选一个人啊，或者选一个东西，选什么都可以，他帮你画，所以就是你要选一个，然后 Wolfie 国际艺术大师 Wolfie 现场为您作画，Yeah, I have finished the translation. Yeah, and he's choosing.
这个实际啊，
来，法爷，来，那个，
所以跟
你要
大会的
画啥呀
一不一样，跟大会的时间啊，
哎呦，不管快，你要画什么？
画什么？
Wow, that's a lot of golds and greens.
Oh my, look at those splits.
画什么？快！
啊，所以就画这张嘛。
Wolfie， Wolfie are you there？ 哪张我没有看到？你说海爷吗？
对。
你可以把那张图放出来吗？
放出来。
Yeah. Faz is saying that he would like you to draw this girl.
Oh.
Like this girl in his death split.
That girl. Is that
Lumi.
is that Idolmaster?
Yeah, it's from Love Life.
Oh, Love Life. Okay.
Yeah. So, are you okay with that, Wolfie?
I'm sure Wolfie can do it.
I believe in him as well.
啊，可以。 一下就画完那种。
啊，我比说给他一点点时间，给他几分钟，他的大作马上就会，他的大作马上好。
我去，所以现在真的要磨，真的要开磨。
什么鬼？
不是啊，不是还有1个多小时？
没有啦，我觉得人家应该有安排吧。
所以还安排了啥？
我不知道，沃比在画画啊。
对，我说多出来的时间。是我自由发挥还是
？I don't know。
哇！那多吧。
I can't wait to see Wolfie's masterpiece. K3 to VR， 还行。
哈？
I'm just gonna play some music while we wait.
这个是加码吗？什么鬼？突然加码？啥玩意？
Hopefully it's not too loud for everyone.
I mean, this is actually really good because that means Beast can have more time for Millionaire.
I think he's only got so many questions prepared though, so it's not like he can like do.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh crap. Beast, think of more questions, quick.
Pierce told me he's okay with fitting in more millionaire rounds because we finished so early.
Oh, he's okay. That's good.
喷了。啊，所以现在这个情况。
现在是 Wolfie 在画他的
那画完最后了。
大作。
那最后了。
之后他们应该会把之后的那个节目移上来。
提早吗？
啊。
那不就全部提早？
但是 OK 啊，没有什么问题。
所以就全部提早1小时这样。
Maybe I don't know.
或许可还行。可还行。所以这个能不能直接帮我审核了？这一把。
你还是要交的吧？
这个我还要自己提交吗？
当然。
你帮我微笑。
喂。
所以我直接透过我靠，所以我说这个时间。
正常程序提交啊。
所以我直接用刚刚那个机器人发的网址提交嘛。刚刚那个机器人不是发个网址吗？
那个是你直播间的网址。
哦，不是啊。所以我要用它剪辑下来的视频发吗？来提交掉。
你用你自己的，然后你提交的时间是你 Desksplit 里面的。
我自己的就没有计时器那些啊。
你不是有 Desksplit 吗？
对啊，我的就只有游戏画面，然后还有刚刚最后才出来的时间，就最后才出来，其他时间都没出来。
啊，随便把 WD 记。我去，怎么这个中的表情报得出来那个？天！那现在呢？现在到底是什么情况？ 现在有请法爷为大家唱一首歌。
哈？什么东西？
哦 ，Wolfie。
Oh my god!
好。
法爷，你去那个，
你发一下。 你发一下 QQ 看看什么情
在那个
况？
大会的那个里面啊，大会的那个在直播间的那个里面。
Tell Faz to bring his splits back on screen. I want to compare.
我现在没法切画面。
反正你把那个乌米的那个画像拖到屏幕上一下，那个 Krakka 他要把它放在一起，
比较一下。
对。
可以这样，像刻度100吗
100% perfect.
还是这样。
They are exactly the same.
Oh, it's perfect. Yep.
It's
Exactly.
perfect.
the same.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wolfie the best.
Yep.
我用手机看
Wolfie,
一
I
下。
told you, man. Gotta open those
现在手
commissions,
机
bro.
啊
你可以看到直播间吗？你可以看一下他画的。
我用手机看一下。
嗯。
我看看。
Perfect. I can't even tell the difference. They're so close.
I can't tell the difference as well. It's like they are just the same picture.
Just with a different artistic interpretation. It looks the same.
Yeah. I really like it. I really, really like it. Wolfie the best.
It's too perfect. Wolfie is the god.
Wolfie is the god.
God artist. Cool. Alright, well, thank you, Wolfie, for displaying your artistic talents. And thank you to Faz for running this amazing game and everybody here who's joined him for commentary. V, thank you very much for translating.
No
Kurath,
problem.
we really appreciate your filler commentary for everyone. And obviously, special thanks to Sunlau for joining us in the chat, even though we couldn't quite get his microphone working. Overall, very enjoyable run. Despite all the frame drops and stuff, you guys pulled through. So is there anything that you guys would like to add before we switch it over to Millionaire? Alright, I'm gonna take that as a resounding no. Yeah, alright, sweet. I guess I'm gonna shift it over to the transitioning.